Dollhouse lovers. It's been a long time since I have done one of these and it feels so good. So today I'm going to be recapping, giving my thoughts on Dollhouse Season 2, Episode 1 called Vows. So just on a quick side note, I was watching some of my old recaps and I thought, holy crap, these things are so long. Like, I love that a lot of you out there are willing to sit through my 8-minute rambles on this show, but it's asking kind of a lot. So I'm going to try something different. I'm going to speed up the way I talk. If you guys haven't watched my 60-second review, speed that up a little bit. And I'm going to speed up the details I give into the episodes. If I missed something, don't think it was an accident. I probably did it on purpose. I'm only trying to cover the main juicy details of the episode because these recaps are just way too long. I have to start cutting down the time. So here we go. The episode starts out with Echo. All her personalities are being wiped away. They're making sure that she's okay from the season finale, when she got imprinted with all of those things. Boyd is questioning Paul, one, because he's working for the Dollhouse. He's questioning his motives. And two, he's questioning this new assignment Echo has where she's actually being a bride. So she gets married to this guy. He fell in love with her and she gets married. We find out later that she was actually an undercover cop working with Ballard. Sorry for the air quotes, but that's the only way I can do it. So she thinks that she's a cop who married this guy because he's a cop, FBI agent, whatever, undercover agent, because he's an arms dealer. So she's trying to get to the bottom of things. So she kind of made him fall in love with her and married him, even had sex with him, whatever. And she's Paul's partner because he's another agent. So that's where her position is. Let's see, Boyd talks to Dr. Saunders and says, Victor's scars have been wiped away by surgery. I'm wondering why Miss DeWitt didn't do that for you. When she says, I like my scars, they remind me that I'm different from them. She still remembers that she's a doll, nothing changed. He also asks her if she'd like to kind of go out with him, get out of here for a while, and she says, I'm scared of crowds, scared to go outside, it's just the way they made me. And later on, she actually kind of gets outside. She leaves Boyd a note saying, I'm running out of excuses, and she kind of drives off. So there's a wedding with Echo and her husband. There's sex, like I said. And basically she has to go in for another treatment. And Paul is still very protective of her and says, I want her back here as soon as you can get her here after her treatment. She gets treated and then she calls Dr. Saunders Whiskey. So she's starting to kind of remember what's going on. Alexis Denisof makes an appearance, and when I saw his name in the opening credits, I about peed my pants because I was like, oh my god, Alexis Denisof, you're kidding me, right? He's a senator who says the Rossum group, who kind of heads Dollhouse, however that works, they have conspiracies with like their science and stuff, and he's trying to get to the bottom of it. He's kind of in the position Paul was last season. They bring Paul in, Dr. Saunders and Boyd. Boyd still doesn't trust him. Dr. Saunders talks to him. He's still angsty about why he's here, but he knows it's all he can do right now because the FBI doesn't believe him. And she offers him to be Echo's handler, and he declines at that moment. He says no. Later on, Echo, as the bride/agent, goes to her husband's drawer and starts like peeking, and he catches her, and she makes up some excuse about it being about the honeymoon, and he actually has pictures of her with Paul, who's an FBI agent or ex-FBI, and he like hits her, and then her imprints start kind of going cuckoo, and she says, who did they make me this time? So the guy actually takes her in a car, and Paul notices that there was a spike in her levels or whatever, and he asks Topher because the handler thought that it was just, what sex. Topher says no, it's fear, and it's like uncomfortableness. So Paul has a plan, and he goes in and he starts like yelling at Echo. They're all in this big like airport, and he starts yelling at Echo and saying, this is the one thing I asked you to do and you couldn't do it. He starts like hitting her. She has a bunch of imprints. Basically they start fighting. It causes kind of a distraction. This big thing happens. There's like a bomb thrown in a car and it blows up, and everything is good. I guess they caught the arms dealer / her husband. It's all tied up in a neat little package. Paul ends up becoming Echo's handler, and she actually talks to him, and she says, I remember, what did she say? I wrote it down. She says, I remember all of my imprints. She says, I am all of them, but none of them are me, which I think is a very big statement for this show. Like, that's pretty much what it is. So he becomes her handler, which is bittersweet for me because I really did like Boyd, and I still do, so I don't really know how I feel about that. Dr. Saunders gets in bed with Topher, and like, he says that it's just this weird scene, and he says that he denies her, he tells her to go away, and he tells her, I designed you to question me and to go against me, but I never designed you to hate me. That was your choice. And he says, why don't you ask Dr. Saunders to re-imprint you with your old personality? And she says, because I don't want to die. this is all the only personality I know, and it to take away from me, I'd feel like I was dying, which is true. And I really do like that aspect with Whiskey slash Dr. Saunders, where it's a doll who knows she's a doll, and it's kind of a different aspect of the show. And that's pretty much the episode. Like I said, Paul becomes the handler, and he promises to help Echo, you know, find Caroline or whatever, however that happened. But basically, that's the episode. It was good. It was really good. I enjoyed it. Alexis Denisof, like I said, holy crap, I was so excited. So it'll be interesting to see. I really wish Boyd was still Echo's handler, though. I like Paul, but I like Boyd more. So that's kind of weird for me. But yeah, that's it. Tell me what you guys thought about the episode. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week for more Dollhouse. Bye!